build an audience. We want to build an audience of subscribers. So the fourth step is always, once you build that base, now we want to harvest the audience. We want to build audience over time. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about social media. And I'm not, by the way, I'm not a social media hater. I'm very active on social media. We do a lot of social media activities at Content Marketing Institute. But I'm gonna want you to think a little bit differently if you don't. So here's Facebook. Here's Starbucks' Facebook page. Got now over 40 million people that have liked their page. When Starbucks does an organic update to their fans on Facebook, how many of those 40 million are going to see it? Somebody yell it out. 3,000. It's actually probably pretty close. It's less than 1%. And by the way, Facebook changed their algorithm, right? And that's fine, they can do that. But we played by one set of rules and said, hey, if we create an audience on Facebook, they will start seeing our updates. And Facebook says, no, it doesn't work anymore. Now, Facebook may be a really good advertising platform for us now, but not really good from an organic standpoint. Starbucks spent millions of dollars building an audience on somebody else's platform, and now they're paying for it. All right? Let's look at, don't even get me started with Google+, right? I don't even know what it is. Is it dead? I think it's dead. Maybe. You know better than I do. All I know is in the last year, they had 2 major reorganizations. They said, oh, it's still going. They changed their logo with the new Google logo. I mean, I don't know, but are we using it or not? I've got 2.5 million followers here from Starbucks. What do? Put all this energy into creating this platform, and then it's gone. And think about all the changes that have happened lately. Like LinkedIn's changing how their groups work. What was it, last week? YouTube came out and said, oh, okay, well, if you're a partner, if you're selling advertising on our YouTube platform, you have to sign this other agreement to get in YouTube Red, our subscription program, or basically we're going to make you private. They're changing rules all the time. And we are giving them all this power and trying to build audiences on those other platforms, and that is not the way to go. This is what I want you to focus on. I want you to build your own subscribers that you have some control over, specifically email. You're going to say, oh my God, email? Email's dead. Email, I'm going to show you. Email is more powerful than it has ever been before. Copyblogger wouldn't have a business model unless they had those 200,000 plus email subscribers that they started with. You know, Moz, Rand Fishkin at Moz has done the same thing, built over 100,000 subscribers in the same way using this Content Inc. model. We talk about him in the book in the introduction. Think Money Magazine from TD Ameritrade. I love this example. This is a print magazine, believe it or not, and it goes to very active traders. So these are traders that are trading 50, 100, 150, 200 plus times a day. And they're sending a print educational magazine to them, Think Money, and the people at Ameritrade wanted to kill it. They're like, we're an innovative company. We don't want to do print anymore. We don't even know if it works. We can't measure it. It took them 2 years to get the data. In 2 years, what they found is that traders that subscribe and read this magazine trade 5 times more than those that don't. How's that for ROI? Now, the CMO that wanted to kill that project is now raising up and said, look at this magazine. It's awesome. This is fantastic. We need to do more print. So I want you to think about building your own subscribers and your own audience just like a publisher or a media company would. Now here's my very sophisticated yay boo sliding scale of subscribership. Now, by the way, these are all good. These are all good. I want Facebook fans. I want Twitter followers. I want LinkedIn connections. I want all these things. But they're not all equal, right? I have the least control down here. Like look at YouTube, for example. Let's say I build subscribers on YouTube, which is fine. But I may have a couple videos out there, but if engagement isn't working right and YouTube's algorithm doesn't like it, they might say, I'm going to show Jimmy Fallon videos instead of your stupid video. They have the right to do that with their own platform. We have more opportunities at the top. Where do we have some control? So if you think you're using all these social media subscribership channels, we want to move them up the chain. Up every opportunity up the chain. So this is what I want you to think about social media. Absolutely use it. I know we've got some speakers later that are going to talk about their own platforms. That's great. I'm all in on that. But I really want you to think from a business standpoint that you might get up tomorrow morning and they may not exist anymore. They may be gone. And if you think about it that way, you start thinking about where you can get a little bit of that control, a little bit more data, and then you can use that data to create better customer connections. You might say, but Joe, what about BuzzFeed? They're like the poster child for social media engagement, and they're doing all these videos. And all right, here's what I want you to do. Take the BuzzFeed test. Follow the trail of calls to action when you look at BuzzFeed content. You know where it leads? Email. Because they're scared just like everyone else. It's like, oh, we got all these social media fans and everything, but we don't control that. How can we? We can do that through, they've got hundreds of different email opportunities to get into, segment into different ways for whatever. New York Times just mentioned they're going from 23 e-newsletters to 35 different e-newsletters. Some of the e-newsletters, targeted ones that they're creating, are getting 50 to 70% open rate. I know what you're thinking. Email inbox is too cluttered. How do we cut through? You all have the 1, 2, or 3 different emails that you open every day. They're the ones that you're starring or the ones that you're reading, and then you're saying the rest is trash. We're getting rid of spam. We don't want any of that. You need to be one of the 1, 2, or 3s that they open every day. You need to be that go-to resource for them. So I want you to think about how some of these companies are doing it. And this is totally blatant. And right now it works. It might not work tomorrow, but right now it works. We talked about John Lee Dumas, an entrepreneur on fire. He has iTunes subscribers. He has hundreds of thousands of iTunes subscribers that he ultimately has no control over. So what does he do? All his calls to action go to his website, and he's not even shy about it. This is his homepage. You want to join Fire Nation? Sign up. Get a lot of value. I need the sign up.